Hi everyone, Adam here. So, today's topic is diet sodas. Are they a good thing? Are they a bad thing? Can they help you lose weight? Will they make you gain weight? Etc. What this really boils down to, not just diet sodas in general, but diet drinks, is, essentially what happens with artificial sweeteners? Are artificial sweeteners good or bad? Because that's what, basically that's the entire basis of diet sodas and diet drinks is the idea is that it's just a drink flavored with an artificial sweetener instead of sugar. Now, there's a few, first of all, taste is a factor. I certainly don't like the taste of most artificial sweeteners. I enjoy the taste of stevia, that's about it. But there's plenty of artificial sweeteners on the market. You may or may not enjoy them. Like the classic diet sodas are formulated, based on, whatever. And so as a result, you may or may not like the taste of diet soda. And again, that varies from soda to soda, from formulation to formulation. Um, I don't really tend to like most diet sodas, but I will say that I do enjoy, like some tea with an artificial sweetener, coffee with an artificial sweetener, because those, like, I tend to be able to control the proportions a little bit more. So a while back, there was this craze about how Splenda was dangerous for you or whatever, and essentially what it boiled down to was there was claims that artificial sweeteners cause cancer, and yes, they can cause cancer, but it's important to understand virtually everything that you eat can cause cancer in super high doses. Like bananas are full of, bananas are radioactive. There's a joke, there's a very common joke about what's called a banana unit, which is a unit of radiation, because bananas have a relatively high amount of radiation in them because of the potassium or something along those lines, um, compared to normal foods. But it's still such a tiny, tiny amount that you would have to eat a crap ton of bananas, basically eating nothing but bananas, for it to really actually have any impact on your health. It's very similar. Now, it's easier. Now, when it comes to natural foods, stuff that comes out of the ground, it's certainly a lot harder for that kind of overdose to happen, simply because in the normal ratios, the normal, sort of the way things naturally come, they don't tend to come in such high concentrations that they'll kill you. Now, that's not to say that such things don't exist. Like, you could definitely eat a poisonous plant and die because it's got too high of a concentration of whatever, and that'll kill you. Now, it tends to be a little bit easier to overdose on things that are artificially made. So, for example, again, artificial sweeteners. Because they tend to be refined, they tend to be not the way, that things occur in nature, they tend to be man-made, and as a result, yes, it is often more possible to overdose on them or to, get too much too quickly because it's, it's just not the way, the normal proportions are. That being said, there are plenty of things that are still safe, even in extremely high doses. Let's take, for example, like your vitamins, your vitamin D or whatever, like when you take a vitamin, that's a crap ton more of those nutrients than you normally get in any concentration in your food. It's too much, but your body is still safely able to process that and get rid of it, and so whatever. Now, that's not to say that you can't OD on certain, on medicines, on certain vitamins, etc. OD, but again, it's simply that again, there are some things that your body is more able to handle, and some things that it's less able to handle. It's more tolerable, more tolerable. Artificial sweeteners are one of those things where to really have an impact on your health, you'd have to be drinking like dozens of cans of soda per day, like a lot, a ridiculous amount. And so worrying about, these artificial sweeteners causing cancer is just silly. It's pointless. It's a waste of your time. It's not going to have that impact on your health. So that's one of the, basically that's one of the major arguments against artificial sweeteners. The other one, and this one boggles my mind because this one is just out there, is the claim that artificial sweeteners are actually worse for you and will lead to more weight gain than sugar. which is funny because of course the fitness industry already hates sugar so much. You know, like there are so many people out there that'll tell you that sugar is like the worst thing. It's poisonous. It's causing cancer in your cells and so on. So typically this is based on I've heard a handful of arguments for why this would happen. You know, essentially the argument is, okay, well, since you're these artificial sweeteners trick your brain into thinking something is sweet, so you turn on those those food, whatever psychological factors in your brain, and so you eat more, elsewhere to make up for it. That's one. Others have just claimed that, like, your body can't process it properly, and so as a result, you store it and gain weight or something along those lines. So the first argument has a little bit of merit. The second has none. The thing is, on their own, artificial sweeteners, artificially sweetened drinks, will not necessarily cause weight loss. Now, they absolutely can, but they won't, it's not like a surefire thing. And here's why. When you take an ordinary person, maybe they have a can or two of soda a day. They have, a sugary drink here and there, a cup of orange juice, some milk, whatever. When you take someone who is drinking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cans of soda a day, and you put them on an artificial sweetener or a diet soda instead, you're knocking a crap ton of calories out of their diet. That is a crap ton of calories. They are probably definitely going to lose some weight. But when you take someone who, again, is already not eating that many, not drinking that many sugary drinks, and you put them on a diet soda, are they going to lose weight? Well, maybe a little bit, maybe not much. It might not be enough to, to really cause a difference. Here's another problem, is that your body and your brain in conjunction are very good at sort of adjusting things, based on tiny little fluctuations in your diet to sort of keep you at the same weight that you're at. So if you had, like 200 calories less of soda per day, that's not a huge amount, just 10% of your daily diet if you're a 2,000 calorie person, just nobody, but, anyway, for argument's sake. Say you take 200 calories out of your diet, 10%, it's not a huge amount. Your body will just make you hungry for 200 calories elsewhere. It'll, basically you'll eat a little bit more of something else. That is true. Simply because you're not having that as a calorie source. Your body roughly knows that it needs about 2,000 calories a day, so it's going to get 2,000 calories, and if that's not coming from the soda, it's going to come from somewhere else. It's just going to eat a little bit more elsewhere. So in a vacuum, it won't cause weight loss. It's not going to automatically cause weight loss. But again, if it's a huge proportion of your calories, chances are you won't, your body won't be as able to adapt to that, and it will start losing weight. When it's something small, it's something that, again, your body can more easily just make it up elsewhere. There's also a lot of studies that have shown that the people who drink a lot of diet sodas tend to be overweight. This is one of those things where correlation does not equal causation. It is not that drinking diet soda is making you heavier. It is that you are heavy, so you are drinking diet soda because you want to lose weight. That's, it's not causing you to gain weight. That's just silly, and that's a complete misapplication of what the data says and what the research says. Instead, you have to understand that it's that these people are trying to lose weight, so they start drinking diet sodas. Simple. Pretty easy to understand, but it's crazy that people still hold up these studies and be like, oh hey, this is so yeah. Now again, you can still make it up elsewhere in your diet. It'll still happen. It's not a perfect solution, but many people use diet sodas because it helps them wean off of soda or something like that, because they've been drinking a lot of soda, and then it's nice to have something similar in flavor, similar in taste, something bubbly. Psychologically, it's easier to wean off when you've got something similar, to kind of taper off with, instead of just going cold turkey and saying, I'm going to quit drinking the 12 cans of soda I'm used to every day. That's not going to work out, because you're going to need to find something. Another thing I recommend for people, looking to lose weight is just, seltzer water. Seltzer water has some bubbles in it. You're gonna, it's, it kind of, again, hits that same receptor in terms of psychologically the feeling of drinking soda. And you can add some lemon juice, some lime juice. You can buy stuff like LaCroix, which is flavored. You can add a little bit of other fruit juices too, if that'll flavor it as well. Um, and that's another great alternative. And you can usually buy seltzer pretty cheaply at the store, for in like 2 liters for like a dollar or something. So so yeah, when it comes to diet sodas or diet drinks or artificially sweetened drinks, they're not bad, but they're not necessarily a good thing. They're not necessarily going to instantly fix whatever your diet problems are, and you know you've got to use them intelligently. If you're not tracking your overall calories, if you're not doing a holistic attempt to actually lose weight, chances are that it's not going to help. But if you track your calories, you make sure that you're not eating too many calories elsewhere to make up for whatever you took out of your diet by starting with diet sodas, then you can definitely see some results. I know plenty of competitors, bodybuilders, physique competitors, who frequently use low calorie drinks as a way to cut down in preparation for competition. Because again, it has some flavor, hits a lot of those psychological receptors in terms of, drinking something that, you're used to enjoying the taste of. And, it doesn't have any calories in it. The idea that a 0 calorie beverage can cause you to gain weight is silly. I mean, it's just absurd. The idea that it messes up your pleasure centers is, I mean, there's potentially a small amount of merit to that, but it's still kind of an exaggeration. It's like one of those things where it's like, oh, there's a lot of factors going on here, and they're like this one, it's all this one, and you're like, no, it's definitely like a bigger picture. No, it's this one. No, it's a bigger picture. There's a lot of variables going on. Yeah. Anyway, that's my rant on diet sodas today. As always, like, comment, share. Tell me what you want to see in future videos. I will talk to you guys next time. Have a good one.